Hello.
Mm. Good, really good to see you. Mm.
Good to see everybody. Sorry, they have like moved settings, host tools, so that now in order to disable the waiting room, I have to go like a whole different place every time. I will learn. All right. I think we're good. Good to see you all. Hmm.
You might want to look at the other pages, see if it,
Wow. Harry, that's quite a aura you've got going on.
yeah, I gotta see it.
Sharp, pointy.
Wow, that is great.
Oh. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. If you're a mother, or you have a mother, or you had a mother, or the cosmic mother, the inner mother,
Mm.
Mother
Mother,
Earth.
Mother Earth. Happy Mother's Day.
Mm. Rejoice in all of that goodness.
Mm.
I still need to change.
Oh,
All right. Sorry, I had to go change more settings.
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm glad we're not relying on me to do that.
no.
That's great.
Mm. Well, we're looking forward to sitting together.
Mm.
You'll be happy now. I read the other day, scientists have discovered that you you don't you can just controlling your breath will bring lack of stress. You don't need to be mindful. That's the new news. They said it bring all of the benefits are there with just training to slow your breath down.
Well, because
And
they train mice. They train
they've
mice.
like tortured mice to with like lasers and have discovered this.
Right.
And they said it might not be a total waste of time to actually meditate and to be be mindful. And when they said mindful, there's like, does it matter if you think about your breath while you're watching it? And that's what they think mindfulness is. So anyhow, they could have asked any of us that we know that, in fact, concentration practice brings tranquility, and that we understand that. They didn't have to do that to these poor mice, and yet we're happily on the path of wisdom, cranking it out. And yeah, so we'll see where it goes. If there's times where you feel like you're more on one side than the other, trust uh, trust your own experience and the tradition that there is value in both aspects. Yeah. So finding a more or less comfortable seated position for a little while as you sit together quietly, and letting your eyes come to close. Noticing whatever there is to notice. What do we notice about what's happening in the body, in the mind, heart, and the various sensory experiences. How rich and dynamic and sometimes quite overwhelming all of these experiences can be. Hard to distinguish them, understand their interactions, the ways in which mind conditions body, body conditions mind. Perhaps we can see that impulse to want to control what's happening at each sense door, make it how we want it to be. Turn the stream off, make it only pleasant. And then we also can see this capacity, but also inclination toward the truth, the interest and willingness to understand and bear reality as it's actually happening. The flood of sounds as they're actually happening. Bodily sensations arising and passing. The mind and all of its production, its worrying, its wanting, its creativity. And so while it's perfectly possible to try to simply sit and observe all of this that's happening, we see the challenge of that, all this coming and going. The pleasant dissipates, the painful arises, confusion, wanting, grasping, rejecting. It's a dynamic, invigorating process, trying to watch it all. It is not resting in awareness. It's rest. Where is the rest? Everything is moving. Everything is changing. It requires energy, engagement, dexterity, the dynamism of life unfolding. Requires a dynamism of mind. There may be times of greater concentration, greater ease, greater equanimity, greater energy, greater interest, more calm. But these are all subject to change, conditions of the mind, also momentary. moving, changing, the attention, and always needing to adapt to the changing qualities of the object and the changing conditions of the mind heart itself. Nothing is stable. Certainly not awareness. Even when we choose skillfully to narrow the field of attention, they were going to prioritize the exploration of the stream of sound, where we try to see if the rest of all that's happening can be a little bit in the background, and we just prioritize the changing tones, timbre, texture, vibration of sounds, not our ideas about them, our preferences, our thoughts, the sounds themselves. This too requires as much energy, aliveness of attention. It's not a static attention. Every moment, a new moment of aiming and sustaining the attention. Or if we do let the attention come into the body, prioritize the physical experience as the primary field of attention. Likewise, the awareness is not dull, static. It's arising and passing with the physical object, coming into being when there is sense contact, dissipating. That moment passes, a new moment arises. Not meant to be anxiety producing, but recognizing the energy that's necessary, the aliveness. Of course, the same if we narrow the field into the area of the abdomen where the breath is more noticeable, increasing pressure, tension, decreasing pressure, decreasing tightness. Sometimes the process of mental noting, arising, passing, rising, falling, increasing tension, decreasing tension can be helpful to recognize what we're seeing, to keep up with the movements. Sometimes, of course, there can be a tranquilizing effect that comes through this commitment, the faith that it takes to release all our other worries and considerations that commit to just the breath, just the sensations of the body, both faith and renunciation. And that tranquility even is balanced through the energizing aspects of mindfulness. So wherever we bring the attention, we notice change. We try to keep the attention concurrent through an arc of transformation, moment by moment. The object changing, the awareness itself changing, a longing for stability, understandable, also can be noted and released. Concentrated and distracted. Any moment we can observe what's happening in the mind and the body, and the senses. Observe it changing, the conditions cause its change and that are created by that change. Mm. Good to sit with you all. So we are going to take questions one more week to check in, see how folks are doing. If there's anything we can help with in terms of practice, instructions, or spiritual path, whatever we might be able to support with, or just kind of offer some reflection back. And so if you have a question, you can do as Julia and Tim have done. On the bottom of your screen, there's a little raise hand button. You can click on that, or you can type to me into the chat that you have a question and I can call on you, or you can wave your actual hand around and we'll see that. And just a reminder, if folks who have, you're not, if you haven't ever asked a question, but you actually have a question, that to feel whatever degree of encouragement or kind of reassurance that will we, of course, Michelle and I, but the Sangha, hold it all very sacredly. And again, as usually we will post these recordings online just so people have access to it. But if there's ever something that you don't want to be posted publicly, you can just let us know afterwards or during or whatever, and we can edit the video, so it doesn't have to all be out there. So just a reminder. Um, hmm. Tim, let's see, can you unmute there?
Yeah, hi. It's nice to see you all again. Yeah. I had a friend who would always say, ditto, kiddo. Yeah, ditto, kiddo. Um, uh, I'm just trying to sort out a couple of different things that have happened. Probably the story which would precipitate all this is that 3 weeks ago, I went to a physical therapy session and I was doing a lot of really deep squats. And as I left, I knew that my legs didn't feel wonderful. And I took a elevator down to the parking lot to get my car, and my body just completely collapsed. I sort of lay on the ground. People gathered around me. They got me up. I was able to go to my car. I drove home, and there was a neighbor across the street. And I said, could you spot me? I just had something happen. I'm going to walk upstairs. And so he walked upstairs with me. When I got right outside my door, my body collapsed again. And, I couldn't get up. He couldn't get me up. We called some firefighters and I was able to, get into my apartment. And I knew I wasn't hurt ultimately. It was just a matter of resting. Put your legs up, don't do anything. But it's been very frustrating because I find that when I try to do anything, this is all like 3 weeks ago. And if I continue to do exercises and stuff because I don't want to lose whatever, muscle tone I have. And man, I feel it. I really feel it at night. My legs feel weird. So that's one thing that's been happening. And I think that's probably a sickness, aging, and death phenomenon. It's like I've had 10 people die in the last year and a half. Don't get old, promise me. But the other thing is, I'm also my body. I'm going through this is also happening. My body seems to be opening, and I'm going down into um, my pelvic floor, my pelvic bowl, my hips, my legs. So I'm also kind of changing um, in terms of my meditation or in terms of my body awareness. I'm dropping down. And, of course, I have some trauma in that area. And, so old feelings are coming up. And I, what am I trying to say? I guess I'm just trying to sort these two different things out. And people have been very nice to me, I must say. I mean, it's for me, all of this, because I'm having an increased difficulty walking and I get that that's a thought. I can't walk, and that, and what does that mean? And, off and running, right? Um, but that sense of kind of abandonment and, listen, I'm going through all this. Nobody knows, nobody cares. And that's absolutely not true. But I'm all alone, having to carry, this dissolution of my body. Um, and in a sense, I welcome the whole thing. I mean, it's bringing up, a lot of very, very, very early feelings for me. And they're here and they're ready to be felt and ready to be dealt with. Um, but I do have anxiety. Why will I ever walk again? Well, I mean, of course I'll walk again, but damn, I can't even walk to the end of my street right now. And that's a scary proposition. Um, so anyway, that's it. I just feel like I'm kind of in the middle of this whole kind of mishigas of releasing old feelings, becoming at least somewhat more grounded. Is that the right word? Coming down into my legs, my feet, and at the same time, the very genuine phenomenon of being, I'm 77 and everybody around me's sick, which is true. You reach a certain age and your whole peer group is going to be, going through, and I'm pretty good at that. I don't mind that stuff. What I mean is, I think probably the two meanings of my life at the moment are just the sheer practice, because I practice a lot. And if I can be a support to somebody, I'm more than happy, and people call me and, and I talk to them and, all of that. Anyway, I don't really know what my question is. I guess I'm trying to stay in balance with all that. I don't see it as a bad thing necessarily, as long as I can stay present, right? And not, not freak out, not
And stop
lash
going to
out.
PT.
I beg your pardon?
And definitely stop going to PT. That's the
Well,
lesson we all keep learning as we.
physical therapy is no
Yeah.
damn good, I'll tell you that.
I
Well,
fail, I
it's so,
fail, I fail
I'm,
PT eventually. I
what'd you
always,
say, Michelle?
I always end up having to leave PT.
You always went, yeah. Well, the guy is very not, I mean, he knows what he's doing, but I mean, he just let me do all these squats. He was actually looking at a piece of paper and okay, let's do another one. And I knew I had hurt myself. And I knew it might be a problem for me even to drive home, which in the end it was. But I've
I
talked to him
have,
on
I have
the,
a big, I have a big question. Do you have a
yeah, yeah. What?
walker at home?
Yeah, I do have a walker.
Are you using it?
Well, it's funny because I use it as a balance to do some of the exercises. I have a friend
Yeah, but I'm like really wondering if you're willing to use it.
at the moment. No, I'm not. And I'll finish my sentence because I have a friend. Do you know who Jerry Jeff Walker is? You
No, but
don't. He's a
no,
he's a country singer, but I have a friend who has a friend who has a walker, and apparently this guy hates his walker with an utter passion, but he's named it Jerry Jeff. So he and Jerry Jeff Walker go for walks, and that's the one
well,
saving.
I'm gonna just offer that
Yeah,
my walker saved my life. I fell 3 times the last few years, and
sweetie. All right,
no,
all
but
right.
it's like awesome. I didn't want to use it and I can't get out of my bed, right? And the walker's there and I'm like I feel like it's just like not accepting things as they are. Like I had to
Is that
accept.
how you get up in the morning, Michelle? Is to pull yourself
No,
up?
I don't need it now, but I wanted to tell
Yeah.
you, I love my walker so much. I'm so grateful that I have it all decorated with scarves and it's like another altar. No, because it helped me. And
Yeah, I
I
get it. I get it. Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah.
really, it's like, who actually kind of shamed me into using it was the guy that takes care of our lawn. And he told me a story from when he was like a little boy, like, and he really hurt himself, his ankle and his leg. and he wouldn't use a cane. And then it got
Yeah,
worse. He wouldn't use crutches. And
yeah,
he's from Mexico. The older man, the wise old man in the village took him aside and he said, "You're really being stupid."
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
that's what he told me. That's what he told me.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I just couldn't accept reality. And it's like, it's not, and of course, when we get older, we're going to hurt ourselves. It's like, that's just how it is. But I
Well,
really,
thank you. Yeah, thank you. I need to take that in and really integrate that. I do use a cane. And yeah, I read an interview with somebody actually with Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, and he said, "Man, it is really hard to be in competition with yourself. We put out a new album, and everybody compares it to an album we put out 30 years ago, and I'm kind of in competition with myself now. Uh, 2 years ago I could walk to Harvard Square. Now I can't." And is that okay? And can I
I,
accept that?
I'm going to be a little more about this because, of course, I'm old, getting old, right? So it's like,
Right.
it's an identity issue,
You mean I don't use walkers. I don't use canes. Is that what you're saying? It's a self-definition.
big time.
Big time. Okay.
It's big. This is the jewel. This is the jewel in getting old. No, it is. It's like we
Yeah.
talk about non-identification, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
things I can't do recently because of some things, and I have to keep looking at this identity. Like, oh, I always do that. I can't garden right now. It's like, and it's really hard, but also it's like I, I want to get better.
Right, right, right. And no, I understand. I mean, I'm taking
Yeah,
in
but
what you're saying.
the jewel in it, Tim, is I'm
Yeah.
saying that it's like the karma of birth, life, death, getting old, the heavenly messengers, the beauty of it is you get to look at identification
Right.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
really get free of
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
I am my body. I am the person who walks there. Me,
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Really get it. If you haven't done it yet, folks, you really get a chance at this point. It's better to do it young, but the longer you wait, the harder it is. But like it's really a heavenly messenger.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's very helpful because you're saying every time I quote unquote should use the walker and I don't, what's going on? I know that that would be the most practical, most efficient way of moving. And yet
Right.
there's something in me that's saying, I don't need no walker. Don't talk to me about a walker. I mean, that's that pushing it away. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the reason I told this story about the guy that helped me see it in myself was because he had to face it when he was young, and he's going through another
Mm.
one now. So I know he just, he hurt
Yeah.
himself
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
And it's like it's that say it's this we all go through this. This is you're not all every human being goes through this.
Right, right.
And it's that sense of like, are we going to be so stubborn that we prevent ourselves from healing? Or do we listen,
Doing a fit. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it's funny because I think for me, with the whole sickness, aging, and death thing, um, I keep thinking I did something wrong. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something. How did I end up in this situation? I must have done something wrong. I know I messed up somewhere. And the fact that this is just life. This is just this is the process we're in, right? And to really surrender, is that the right word? To accept that. And it's okay. Now I use a walker, and before I used to run really long distances. And, you know, I'm
It
not my bot. I'm sorry. Did you say
no, just
something?
yeah. I mean, just careful. It's not just accepting it. It has to do with engaging in this struggle honestly, right? So that it's like you have resistance to it, and that is also part of what's happening, and you care
Yeah,
about the
yeah,
pain,
yeah.
right? So it's not just like you're doing it wrong again, right? It's more like, okay, here's how you move into it, right? As like it doesn't make it, you know, it's not saying like, oh, you don't get that it's hard, or you don't feel that it's painful, or that it's not bringing up a lot of stuff that's hard, but it's that willingness to learn from it because that's what's
Yeah, yeah,
happening.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know, and
yeah.
like, do you want to be the wise old man, or do you want to be the crotchety, nostalgic old man for the, you know, it's like
At the moment, I'm
that should be an
crotchety and
easy, yeah.
nostalgic. I hate to tell
You're
you, but
doing
I
great.
am.
You're doing great. Yeah.
Is that a trick question?
I want to be the man that can walk to Harvard Square. What are you talking about? Yeah, right.
Hell,
That's like,
hell, you should have seen me. I was great. Uh, yeah, thank you. This is very
yeah,
helpful because as one's physical abilities diminish, I mean, of course, there's fear, right? Of course, you get frightened. Oh my God, I can't even, do this particular task. But more than that, well, it just leads to all kinds of catastrophic thinking. But the catastrophe is I am my body and my body's breaking down and et cetera, et cetera. And maybe I'm not my body. And yeah, my body is breaking down, but maybe there's a place of okayness inside of me. And that's what I feel like I'm sort of groping toward. Where is the space within myself which can go ahead, and use a walker and feel like, sort of a pathetic old guy walking around, right? And I'm still fine, right? I mean, that seems to be the challenge. I'm
yeah.
still
And you are
okay.
having. You can say you're groping for it, but you've over the last years you have described plenty of moments of true okayness with that, and that, of course, that would be settling into it and really the fact that these parts of your system, you know, are opening up and you're having a relationship with them, it's because there's a growing capacity for it. But that's, unfortunately, that's this process. Is the more capacity you grow, the more subtlety of
Yeah,
intensity
happens.
we
Yeah, yeah,
happens,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
we
yeah,
show up
yeah,
for it. So we're always at that learning edge if we're healthy, and you are like spiritually healthy, right? And
yeah.
it's like, okay, it's not easy. So it's not, we're not trying to say it to pretend like it's easy, and it's beautiful.
Thank you, though. This is
Yeah.
very helpful because, I mean, if I had to hone in on one thing right now, it's like when there is that resistance or even anger, this is so frustrating. I am so, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, what am I making reference? Who is talking? What am I making reference to? And is it possible just over and over and over again to say, yeah, I mean, I can't even tie my shoes. I can't even, et cetera. And you know what? I'm still all right. And that's obviously that's a challenge, but I mean it's how it is, right? You have to accept what you have to accept. And you're saying, yeah, don't be stupid. Use the walker. Uh,
It's not a failure to grow old.
well, see, I see it as I see it as a failure. I mean, I know, of course, but that's probably the thing that I'm fighting right now is the self-rejection and the kind of, I'm a pathetic old man, right? And I'm the one making those decisions. And the people have been very nice to me, I must say. Uh, so it's not like it's being reflected from the outer world. People are being pretty cool. But I'm sitting here with all my spleen, all my, kind of negative. But I mean, I think this may be good enough. I've got it. And hello, your body's going to break down. Hello, this is normal. You haven't done anything wrong. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to. This is what's happening, and dot dot dot. You're still in a larger sense, you're still okay. I mean, that seems to be the crisis or the learning in all of this. Am I okay? Even if I can't even, go to the damn bathroom, am I still okay? And the answer, I guess, is yes.
I hope
I
so.
mean,
That's the whole that's the whole spiritual teaching.
that's the whole
That's
thing.
it. It's like, what are you going to do right before you die? All you need is already inside you. All you need is you're
Yeah,
okay inside, right? Like that's it. That's a spiritual teaching.
right.
It's not
And that
dependent.
okay is like actually the pinnacle.
Right. Well, see, I mean, I'm cognitively, there's nothing you're saying
Hmm.
that I wouldn't embrace, that I wouldn't agree with, right? And it's coming to it in kind of a nervous system way, in a kind of non-rational,
Totally.
it's embracing it prior to thought
Yeah,
that's the challenge.
absolutely.
Well,
Someone
I mean,
reminded me recently that I used to tell the little, sometimes I'll share this that the monk who took over the Chazo retreat, at several times he would say this story, but that actually he says U Pandita would say to them as monks was that when anyone asks you how you're doing, you always say okay. You never say you're doing good because if you have a body, you're not doing good.
you're not
Period.
doing good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
okay. It's like
Well,
that's like the answer.
you know what has come to me? Michelle used to tell stories about the happy sayadaw. I can't walk. Ha 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 ha. I can't see. Ha 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 ha. And so it's possible. Maybe not for me, maybe not in this lifetime, but it's possible. I can't walk, I can't see. Ha 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 ha. And it's at least something to, I don't know, shoot for. That may not be the right word, but yeah. There are people who are able to live in that state and have the equanimity to do it. And so, okay. Okay, it's
He'd say,
possible.
he'd say, and when I die, I'm not going to be surprised. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
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 but I have to say he worked at it. This guy worked at that. That guy
sure,
worked
sure.
at this, worked at it, worked at it, worked at it, worked at it.
Yeah,
Really
yeah, yeah,
worked
yeah,
at it. This was
yeah.
not like effortless.
Right. No, it's a long slog to get to that point, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah, and so
saying it is
that's
possible.
right, and that's your opportunity now. Like that's the gift of old age.
No, I take it in, take it in, take it in. I mean, I just need to really integrate because I mean, I totally quote unquote agree with, I totally believe in what you're saying. It's just kind of bring it deeper and deeper into my body, into my nervous system. That
It
seems
is
to be the
not.
the key
It is.
thing.
It is not easy. Most people do not have the karma where getting old is easy.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
easy.
Well, yeah.
You have to work at it. You have to work at it spiritually.
Well, I think I don't want to keep talking, but I think the thing that for me is a blessing in this is, of course, I've worked, in sort of a helpful capacity my whole life. And I'm not afraid of, someone says I'm in a lot of pain. Oh, can I come over and see? That stuff doesn't scare me. And so maybe the good news in this is that I am able to be a support for many, many, many. I mean, virtually everybody in my life is going through something. And I don't mind showing up for them. That's not a problem for me. So that's the other piece that if it makes me a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more helpful, yeah, okay, it's probably worth it. I mean, and I have a weird karmic sense of God's going to keep me. I feel like I'm sort of just rambling on. I had a friend. I was in a car with a friend one time, and she was telling me about all the things she wanted to do, and I said, "Do you think you could do all that?" And she said, "I don't know. It's up to Harold." And I said, "Who is Harold?" And when she was a child, she used to say the Lord's Prayer, "Our Father who art in heaven, Harold be thy name." But, I think right now this is up to Harold. I mean, if Harold wants me alive for another 3 years, I'll stay alive till I'm 80. If Harold thinks my time is up, I'm out of here, you know. I mean, that's the only way I can hold it.
You might
But
want
thank you.
to
God bless
have
both of
Yeah,
you. It's
that's
lovely.
no. My little brother, we went to this Sisters of St. Joseph nursery school, and they would do a little prayer before food. Thank you God for our food, amen. And he
Yeah, yeah,
always
yeah.
thought, he said it was thank you guys for our food, amen. And that was like we would repeat that at home. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for a good Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah. Blessings. Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah. Bye bye.